Hi there everyone, it's Joe and welcome to my card of the week video again for this week. And this week I want to talk about Steiner, who is from the Final Fantasy IX starter deck. Actually he's from Opus 3, but he's in the Final Fantasy IX starter deck. And the reason I want to talk about Steiner is because when he was first revealed, literally everyone but me, and I can provide timestamps for this stuff, so I'm not bullshitting here, said that this card was terrible. Now, I said this card is actually quite good and people shouldn't underestimate it, and it's starting to come to light that this card is starting to see play. Now, to go over the card quickly, Steiner is a 5-drop 6k forward, which underwater, which is very, very underpowered. But he has an EX burst that when he comes into play or is sent into your damage zone, search your deck for any Final Fantasy IX character, that means forward or backup, and put it into your hand. If you have another Final Fantasy IX guy out, he has an extra 1000 power. Now, as an attacking unit, yeah, he's crap. He's really useless. However, you have to think about the logistics of it. When you play him, you're searching for a card. This applies to other cards as well, like Lightning, the legendary Lightning from Opus 1. He's technically cutting his own cost down by 2. So he's actually only a 3 CP 6k guy, so it's a mouthful to say, if you think about it in a certain different way. Now the main reason that he's so good is because of the amount of variety he can search you. Agrias was in my previous Knight deck, which I'll leave a link to in the description box if you want to check that out, and she was getting played because she searched for one card, and she's not a particularly strong forward either. Now, Steiner is a much more varied card than Agrias was, and searches for a much wider variety of things, and is also a big part of an engine that can provide a lot of card advantage in your deck, and all of it comes from the Final Fantasy IX starter deck, which is fantastic. You can have your Steiner search for Eiko, who is herself a searcher, to search for Zidane, who draws you a card or discards a card from your opponent's hand. You can also grab hold of Mog, the Final Fantasy IX variant of Mog, because if you have Eiko already, you're not going to want to search for another one, so you can search for Mogs, who can replace themselves by pushing guys to your opponent's hand and providing you more advantage and room to play another Mog and draw more cards, and then you just end up just never running out of hand. And at the end of the day, one of the most prominent things I've noticed when playing Final Fantasy's TCG is that forwards that have EX bursts are generally very, very powerful because they're never bad in your hand. There's never a bad time to see one, whether it goes into your damage, whether it's in your hand, in a card like Steiner, you have no issue discarding him for something. They are generally very, very strong. Sometimes they get eclipsed, like Laguna has been a bit eclipsed now. Agrias has a very, very niche use. Gipple has uses. But Steiner actually has a very, very wide variety of things that he can search for, and he is always going to provide more advantage. And as anyone who's played any card game ever knows, a card advantage wins games. Now, the kind of deck that he can go into can be anything, realistically, as long as, because all of the cards that you're playing from the Final Fantasy IX starter deck for this particular engine are all water cards, and Zidane being a light card means he's colourless, so that's kind of okay. So you can kind of pair it with anything. I mean, Water Earth seems like a really good shout, and it's something that I'm very, very fond of, having played Ultimisia for a long time, and I still think that card is good, by the way. I'm going to do a card of the week video on her at some point, because I still think she's good. And you can kind of pair it up with anything. It's just a really simple engine. It doesn't actually kind of do anything particularly fancy or spectacular, but it just continually gives you hands so that you can continue to play more cards while playing forwards at the same time and setting up for later game. It's just a really, really strong play, so I don't really understand why people said that he was bad in the first place. I think people see 5k or 5 CP, I will get those right, the right way around in a minute, 5 CP, 6k, and just think, no, it's crap, get rid of it, hate it. But you have to kind of think about card advantage in these games, and it's a very important thing to bear in mind. So really, I just wanted to highlight the fact that Steiner is actually a very strong card, it's just you need to think about it in a slightly different way. So that's all for this video, and it's a nice quick video, but I did want to kind of be real with you guys for a second, because I would really like to kind of get back in with the community, because I kind of feel a little bit detached from everybody recently, because these past couple of weeks have been kind of heavy on me, and I'm not going to go into details or anything like that, it's all very personal, but I do kind of want to just reconnect with everybody and just kind of talk to you guys. So if you see me on Facebook, or if you join my Facebook page or tweet me or anything like that, I will always respond. I love talking to you guys, and it's the reason that I do these videos in the first place. So if I don't get to talk to you guys, then it's not nearly as fun for me. So like, as I said, I mean, you know, just contact us, you know, just talk to me about whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be necessarily Final Fantasy or anything, but like, obviously it's the main subject matter for the channel, so keep that coming. And anyway, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you very much for watching as always. I will be doing some Twitch streaming next week. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV recently, and I finally got my house, and I've got my level 50 red mage, and my house is there now, so I can actually start getting into the meat of the game and not just do boring leveling. So definitely come and check that out, and I'll leave the link in the description box to my Twitch channel if you want to come and watch that. And other than that, I will see you guys soon. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye.